Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Zita, and on my channel I share with you DIYs and makeovers on a budget. And don't forget to follow me over on my socials at Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and Etsy. So let's get started on today's DIYs. For this DIY, guys, I picked up this blank wood panel at my local dollar store. And I'm going to be creating a nativity scene sign, and I'm going to be using the iron-on decoupage method. So first you're going to want to paint your wood blank white, and I'm using a homemade chalk paint here. And if you guys haven't tried homemade chalk paint, I'll leave the video for my recipe in my description box. It works great and it's a lot less expensive. So I gave this a couple of coats. And then I let it dry. Now I'm putting a thick coat of Mod Podge on here. And I just recently started trying the iron-on method, guys, and I am hooked. It makes your napkins so smooth with less wrinkles. You might get like a little bit of wrinkles once you put your Mod Podge or your Decoupage medium on top of the napkin after it's ironed on there. But I am loving how there's less wrinkles, and it's a much easier process because you're just letting that Mod Podge dry. And then you're going to get all your plies of napkins off. And make sure you get all your plies off, guys, or your project will be messed up if you don't get all plies. Some of the napkins I get are 3 plies, some are 2 plies if they're from the dollar store. So you want to make sure if they're 3 ply, you're getting all of those plies off and just have your print. So now I am putting my parchment paper on top of that napkin once I've lined it up on my piece. And I don't have a hot press, so I'm just using my iron. That works just as well, guys. So if you don't have a heat press, no problem. Just get your iron out. And look how smooth that is, guys. And now I'm putting this Polyvine wood varnish on top. And this is much thinner than the Mod Podge, and so I'm using a very soft brush and I'm going very lightly. I'm not going really hard on that napkin because I don't want it to wrinkle up. So I'm just applying my coat of Polyvine here, and see, not much wrinkles. Now I'm going to use this awesome burlap tape, guys. Now I found this at the Dollarama, so I know you guys in the States don't have a Dollarama, and I haven't seen this at the Dollar Tree yet. So I'm cutting off the burlap tape and folding it on the ends there so I know where to cut. And I'm going to apply that all the way around my frame. And this is going to be the frame portion for the nativity scene. So if you have some napkins, guys, and your wood piece is too big, you can do something like this to create a border for it. And you can kind of peel off little pieces of burlap from this, just like regular burlap too, guys. It's awesome, this tape. And if you're interested in some of these napkins, guys, I got these from Ninny Napkins, and I'll leave a 10% off referral code for you in my description box if you're interested in some napkins. They have so many beautiful napkins, and all the ones that you see me use in these projects today are mostly from Ninny Napkins. Some I got from the dollar store too. So you can always go to your local dollar store and check out to see what kind of napkins they have. So guys, I didn't want to overpower this piece with a big embellishment, but I thought it needed a little something extra. I didn't want to take away from that nativity scene, so I'm just putting a small embellishment on this one, just on the side, because I wanted that star to show as well. And this just sets off this piece. So this is going to be a nice, beautiful gift for someone in my family. So let me know in the comments, guys, what you think of this one. There's the blank wood piece, and here it is now. Isn't that gorgeous, guys? I absolutely love it, and I am loving this iron-on method. Let me know in the comments if you guys have tried the iron-on method. For this next DIY, guys, I have these clear plates that I've had for a number of years, so I thought I'd make some into some Christmas plates. So I wiped them down clean and got my napkins out. And these are 2-ply napkins from the dollar store. So I only had to take off 1 ply. And so I have my plate turned upside down here, guys, and I'm putting the Mod Podge on the bottom of the piece, okay? So you're gonna put your Mod Podge down, and then for your napkin, guys, you're gonna wanna put the good side down on the Mod Podge, not the back portion, okay? So you're gonna wanna put the brighter side down on the plate. So this is what it looks like with just the Mod Podge. So I'm going to do 2 of these plates, and now I'm going to put this beautiful Christmas bulbs napkin. It has some words on that one too, so that one is really nice, and it's a little brighter. So you're going to use the same method. Apply your Mod Podge on the back side of the plate, the bottom side. Put your good portion of the napkin, like the brighter side, facing down, so that's what's going to show when you turn your plate over. So I'm smoothing out the napkins with my plastic shower cap here, which is very soft plastic, guys. I get these from the dollar store. Those are those disposable shower caps. So that's what it looks like when it's on there. It doesn't look really bright. So now you're going to put another coat of Mod Podge on top of this, and I let it dry, guys, before I apply my top coat. If you don't have time, you can go ahead and apply it right away. Now once it's dry, that top coat of Mod Podge is dry, I'm sanding down along the edges to get it smooth. Okay, so I want everything all nice and clean. So now I'm putting I think I put 3 coats of white chalk paint on top of this. So this is what's going to bring your napkin out, guys, like make it look nice and bright, is that white paint on the bottom. So I'm using the white chalk paint. Like I said, I think I gave this 3 coats. I let it dry in between coats, and once that was all dry, see how much brighter the napkin looks now than just with the Mod Podge. So that is going to bring the print of your napkin out. So once that was dry, I gave it a sanding again. Sanded off any paint along those edges. Now, guys, for these plates, they're just going to be wipeable. You can't put these in the dishwasher. So I'm going to put a couple of coats of polyacrylic on top of this chalk paint, and that's going to seal that chalk paint in, and it's going to make it so you can wipe this piece down with a wet cloth. But you know, these aren't for dishwasher or to be put in water. So this is what it looked like before, just a clear plate, and now, guys, you got a beautiful Christmas plate. Great gift to give. And if you want to know how to make those jars in the back there, I have those coming up in an upcoming video, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And this, guys, don't they look gorgeous? Look at the cookies on this. They're just gorgeous. Great gift, Christmas gift. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think of these pieces. For this next DIY, this is a sign I picked up at the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use it to make another sign. This is going to be a nice shelf sitter, And you might have saw a sneak peek in my latest video of this project. It's another napkin project. I'm going to use a Decoupage iron-on method. Look at this beautiful napkin, guys. This one is from Ninny Napkins as well. So I'm applying my thick coat of Mod Podge on top. I'm going to let that dry overnight, or until it's dry. You don't have to let it dry overnight, as long as it's dry. And then I'm cutting out my napkin portion, and you can get 4 signs or 4 projects done with 1 napkin, guys. So these are great projects to do, to give as a gift, or to make some Christmas decor for yourself, or if you want to make them for resale. Great projects at a budget price. So again, once my Mod Podge was dry, I'm putting that napkin on top, putting my parchment paper on top. And guys, when you're putting your parchment paper on top, make sure you have your napkin in place, because I find that parchment paper kind of picks up the napkin, it's like some static cling, you know, so make sure it's in place before you put your parchment paper down. Now I'm putting another layer of Mod Podge on top to seal that napkin in. And once that's dry, I'm going to make it even better by touching it up and putting a border on the outside. And I'm using a green ink, so I'm going along the border there to frame that beautiful Christmas picture. Now to get that ink dry, I'm going to take that outside and spray a clear coat of Rust-Oleum on it and let that dry. And for around the frame, guys, I decided to use these IOD stamps and give this a crackle effect. And if you've watched some of my latest projects, you'll see me use these stamps in some other projects that turned out beautiful as well, where I use on a snowman sign. So if you haven't watched those videos, go check them out. Isn't that gorgeous, guys? It gives your project that just little bit extra. So I'm using the same green ink. And that kind of ties in with that napkin, guys, with the green in the napkin. This probably would have looked nice in a red as well. And because this napkin didn't fully fit on this little frame, I'm using that same stamp to go around. And now you would never know that that stamp didn't fully fit on there. Now I'm going to seal in that ink again with that Rust-Oleum clear coat and let that dry. Let it dry, guys, before you apply another coat of Mod Podge on that ink, or it will smear. So this is the before, and now, guys, look at this beautiful little shelf sitter. You can also put it on your wall. Great gift idea. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you thought of this process. For this next DIY, I'm going to be trying the iron-on decoupage method on these coasters. I've never tried that method on coasters. I've always just applied the Mod Podge and then my napkin. But my previous way that I did this was I would put a Fusion Ultra Grip on these tiles because they're slick, right? So you need something for your chalk paint to stick to. So I would apply a Fusion Ultra Grip and then a chalk paint, and then once the paint was dry, then Mod Podge, and then my napkin. So now I'm going to try this iron-on method. So I'm first applying my Mod Podge. I'm putting a thick layer of Mod Podge on there, letting that dry. Now I'm going to use this beautiful cardinal napkin. Aren't these beautiful, guys? They look very Christmassy, don't they? So I'm cutting those into 4 to fit on my coasters. And I picked these tiles up from the Habitat for Humanity, guys. So if you're looking for some tiles for coasters, you can check out your local thrift store or Habitat for Humanity. And I've also, bought tiles that were colored and just painted them with chalk paint. But I found these white ones, so I wanted to give it a try just to see if just a Mod Podge would work, or you know, if it was, I still needed to paint them with chalk paint, even though they were white. But I wanted to give this method a try without painting them, just applying the Mod Podge. So now you see that one there was shiny, and this is what it looks like when the Mod Podge is dry. It has that matte look. And these coasters aren't completely flat, guys, if you haven't noticed that. They have kind of like a ripple in them, so they would have looked really beautiful on a wall. But I'm using them for coasters today, and so I'm applying my napkin down where I want it, getting it to fit on my coaster. And guys, make sure you're kind of hanging on to your napkin when you're applying your parchment paper on top, because that napkin will kind of cling to your parchment paper, and if you move your parchment paper, your napkin's going to move in a different place and may not be totally on your coaster. But I applied my iron on there, and oh, the napkin was so smooth, guys. Now you'll see coming up, it did not stay this smooth when I put my top coat on there. I applied a polyvine wood varnish on these napkins, and you'll see that it didn't completely stay smooth. So guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. That way YouTube will notify you when I have put a new video out. I've got some great projects coming up, and I've created some awesome projects previously. So if this is your first time here, go check out some of my videos. You'll see a lot of great projects that I've created. We've got some more Christmas ones coming up for the season. So hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, guys. And don't forget to give me a like and a comment on these videos. That way YouTube will share my videos more. So now I've applied the heat to this second coaster here. Aren't these cardinals gorgeous, guys? So it's nice and smooth now. So now I'm gonna apply my polyvine wood varnish here to and I'm using a very soft brush, guys, and I'm going very lightly along the napkin just so I can get less wrinkles as possible. And I always usually put about 4 coats of this on, guys. Like, let it dry and then put 4 coats. Then I thought, I'm going to try the polyacrylic on there. Well, that didn't really work out that great. It made them really shiny. And I think I ripped one of the napkins there and didn't notice it. So you'll see that. So this is why I'm using one of these IOD stamps, guys, because one of them was kind of ripped. You see that? And I did not notice it. And now it's dry and I can't get that off. So I'm going to cover up my mistake by using these IOD stamps. And as Bob Ross would say, this was a happy accident. It turned out beautiful with this gold crackle. I used a gold ink, guys. So if you do something like this, don't write off your project yet. You can use an ink of your choice of color. I used gold because there's some gold in this napkin, and it's be great for Christmas. So I'm covering up those ripped spots with some gold, and I do cover it up with a little bit of gold paint afterwards too, that you'll see. Isn't that crackle gorgeous, guys? But there you can not really see that ripped, but I do cover that up with some more gold after, so you cannot see any of that white showing through, and a couple of other spots there too. But isn't that crackle gorgeous? I think it really dresses up these napkins even more. But do you see how shiny that polyacrylic made the coasters, guys? I don't want that, so I'm going to use that polyvine wood varnish again, and that polyvine wood varnish is in a dead flat. So once that ink was on there, guys, I did take them outside, spray them with that Rust-Oleum clear coat, and let that dry before I put my polyvine wood varnish on top here, because that will smear your ink if you don't let it dry, guys. So again, I put 3 or 4 coats of that polyvine wood varnish on there, and like I said, it's in the dead flat, so you don't get that sheen on your coasters. Now I have this grip there that I think it goes in your drawers and stuff. I picked this up at the dollar store, and I'm gluing this on the back so it doesn't scratch up your furniture. You can use, you know, those little round stick-ons as well if you have some of those, but I thought this would be better for the tile. I thought maybe some of those stick-on pieces might come off that tile. So I tried two different ways of applying the hot glue on this tile, and use your finger protectors, guys, because this glue is very, very hot. So this is what I did with the second one. I just applied the glue on the top and put my backing there in place, and then I applied the glue on the coaster. A little bit of out of frame there, guys. I'm sorry about that, but you get the gist of what I'm doing there. And then this project is done. So this is what they look like before, and now this is what they look like. This is a great gift idea, guys. Well, gift for yourself or for a family or friend. But aren't they gorgeous? And isn't that gold crackle gorgeous? And I outlined the sides in that gold paint. I love these guys. So I hope these projects gave you some inspiration today. Let me know in the comments what you thought of these and which one was your favorite. Don't forget to give me a like and hit that subscribe button and notification bell, guys. And I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy the rest of this reveal. Bye.